So I remember when I was a kid growing up, my parents wanted me to be involved in everything. Ballet, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, you name it. What do you think that the parent of somebody who works for Major League Baseball, oh, and by the way, ended up in Amazing Race, would expect from his children? We're going to find out this morning. Steve Smith, who is the Cleveland Indians' third base coach, and Allie Smith, who is his daughter, were in the Amazing Race together. It's good to have both of you on the show.
Thank you.
How were you both always very active together? I mean, Allie, was your dad the dad who was playing in the pool and throwing baseballs in the front yard?
Oh yeah, growing up we would always have family activities, sports, be outside, so definitely very active.
Yes, and would you say you were always an athletic girl, or?
Yeah, I feel like I did everything but softball and baseball. I was terrible at that. Didn't get those genes, but other than that, played everything.
So Steve, how did the Amazing Race come to be? How was it that you decided you even wanted to sign up for it?
Well, after being in baseball for 35 years, took the year off after winning World Series with Philly, and Allie just graduated from Pepperdine University, and we're sitting home, and I start watching kind of reality shows with her late at night, and she, said, "Why don't we get on the Amazing Race?" And being a good dad, I said, "Yeah," knowing there's no way they're going to pick us out of 20,000 videos out there, and yeah, they picked us, and next thing I know, we're in Chile and in Seychelles and Germany and France, and it was a great experience. I mean, with to do something, just to do that, but to do it with your daughter, it was an experience that we'll never forget.
What was the highlight of that experience, would you say? Was there a defining moment where you thought, this is amazing?
I mean,
No
we
pun
always
intended.
say we love the Seychelles was the week we got first place. We were in perfect paradise right off the coast of Africa, and so for us that was definitely our shining moment that we loved.
Yeah, and it's all captured on film, which is even better. Did you have contact with anybody back home during this time, or are you completely secluded?
Nope, my wife, kids, my son Garrett, no, we could not call them or anything. They had no idea where we were going, and that for a month. So we were, I think my wife liked that she didn't have to hear from me. But it was no contact. We didn't have phones. We couldn't do anything. I mean, they give us a certain amount of money, and you got to go to the airport and find how to get to the next place, and then find out where a funicular is, which I didn't know what a funicular was, and stuff like that. So it was so much fun. I painted the wrong house on one episode. I did a complete backflip, and she got all over me on falling down in mud and that. So it was. We took it as we're going to have fun and enjoy it, and we did. When it
came to the physical side of it, did you push yourself beyond what you thought your limits were? I mean, was that part very difficult?
I mean, you're just on the go with no sleep and not much food, but I feel like the adrenaline kind of gets you going, and it's so much fun. And for us, the physical stuff was what we were excited about. When it came to patience or something like a mental puzzle, that's when we were a little more nervous. So he rocked all the physical stuff, definitely.
Have you always worked well together? I mean, if you were going to pick a parent to do this with and a child to do this with, was it just the right matchup? I mean, in terms of patience and understanding each other's personalities when times got a little tough?
Yeah, I think we were, I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else. We're best friends and know how each other works, and he knows how to calm me down, and I know how to push him the right way, so we were a really good balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Positive
great with her. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I couldn't have done it with anyone else but her. Because it is, you got to have patience. So, and she kind of slows me down, and like I said, it was so much fun. And the best thing was we played soccer in Germany, and then we had to go to a bar and drink a huge, big glass of beer, and that was my highlight, by the way.
It was a really good beer.
Yeah, very delicious.
We were talking earlier in the show with the doctor about childhood obesity, and I think this is a good topic of, maybe not everyone is going to go to the extreme of getting involved in the Amazing Race, but there is an important message here of getting your kids active and out and involved in physical activity, don't you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, that's both my kids were young. I mean, I stayed involved. Being gone in baseball 4, 5, 6 months of the time, when I come back home, I got 6 months. I'm a bum. I end up going to the schools where she was and being the only dad out there doing field trips. And I was a soccer coach. I can't even tell you the positions in soccer. We danced all the time. I remember we'd dance when she was like 2, 3 years old, and you know, we just always golfing. I mean, she ended up being on the golf team. Yeah, I mean, these are the things. The most important thing is every day my wife would make sure we all come home and have dinner together and sit there and talk about each one's events, and then I think that was very important in
Speaking of talking about it, you were over at my brother's alma mater, St. Ignatius High School, yesterday, giving a speech in front of all the guys.
Oh yeah, it was so great getting to talk to all the parents there. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, great to have both of you on the show. Good to have you in Cleveland. I know you've been all over and been to many beautiful places, but I hope you're enjoying the city while you're here.
Oh yeah.
We're enjoying it and being with the Cleveland Indians right now. It's a great organization. We're young. I'm having a blast over there developing these guys, and it's going to be a matter of time that these guys are going to be contending. Good.
Well, we need that, and I love to hear you say that. From a World Series champ, bring us one.
All right. Like that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right. Now we're going to send it over to Michael.
Well, we're going to stay along the lines of exercising, not all around the world, but at Prescription Fitness. Summertime is the best time to get your kids out there and exercise to make